Hey guys, welcome back to another Make It Monday on the Chronicles of a Crafter. I'm making a bunch of little tinies again. So I pulled this little tag off of a pair of shorts that I have, and I realized that it had its own spine and it would make a great little book, a little mini notebook basically. So I realized that this right here is a little bit small to work with. It's very tiny, like you would be able to get anything written in there. So I just took this idea and amped it up a little bit, as you can see from my prototypes along my desk here, which is a little bit of a mess. So basically I just cut the paper just a little bit bigger than this, okay? And I'll give you the measurements that I used to cut this paper. I also rounded my corners, and I'll give you the measurements for the cover as well. All right, and this is just one version of it. I did a couple of other versions which may be a little bit more complex depending on you know, how well my explanation and you're able to follow along. So this is a different type of book that I made, and basically all the pages are just folded back and forth on itself to make this accordion style sheet of paper or notebook. And I did a little bit of a tuck on the cover to hold those first and last pages in. All right, so it will then look like this. Okay, let's just go ahead and make some, because I'm totally infatuated with this. I found this die cut here in my stash, and at first I thought it was a picture frame, then I thought it was like maybe it's a specimen die or something, but I went ahead and cut through a few of my scraps, and this is what I came up with. So it's like a tag topper and a frame sort of. And once I did that, I realized that, oh, okay, I can put something in the middle there. And I just did it on some scrap. This was some brown scrap from a tag that I made, and I just glued down one of my die cut butterflies in there, just in a 3D motions. You know, I didn't glue down the sides, just the centerpiece. All right, and that's what that looks like. And then of course you could put paper in the middle to make it into a notebook. I also rounded my corners on many of them, just so that I can get that notebook feel to it. And then I also had like scrap paper left over from that file folder, which is basically the same pattern as this tissue paper that I used to decoupage this green paper. So it just gives it a different look. I mean, it's the exact same thing, but it just looks different based on the background. All right, so here's that file folder. I had some scraps left over from it. There's another piece right here. So yeah, it already has a natural crease. I can just cut it here, and then this section from here on would be my book, and I can, you know, decorate it that way. So yeah, again, I cut off some of the file folder, scored it, marked it, made some pages for the middle in that accordion style notebook, and I have that. All right, so let's just go ahead and make some. There's so many different things we can do with it. This one I put some tags on it, so now they're more of a file folder. One has corners rounded, the other one doesn't. So yeah, you can even make little mini file folders or tacos. Anyway, all right, let's do it. Let me grab all my supplies, my cutter, my scoreboard, and my measurements, and I will be right back. All right, I'm going to start with my scoreboard and my little mini guillotine. And the first thing I want to do is cut and score the covers. Okay, so let's just say you have this piece of scrap right here. I'll measure it. It's just under 2 or just over 2 inches. Yeah, it's slightly over 2 inches. And you're gonna want this to be 3.5 long. Okay, so while your cover is open, you're looking at 3.5 long by 2 inches. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my score tool and score it at 3.5. And then I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut at 3.5. Okay, now we have this. All right, so you're going to place it back in your scoring board, and you're going to score at 3/8. Okay, you're going to score at 1 3/4, and then you're going to score it at 3 1/8. Okay, so now we have this, and you're just going to fold it on those score lines in half and on the 2 on the sides, and now you have a cover, guys. Like, that is just the cutest little thing. So easy to do. It's just getting your measurements and your scores correct, and now we have this cute little cover, which is exactly this cute little cover. It's the same thing, see, measures exactly the same. And then so let's just work on this one alone. I'm going to put some paper in here. There's a couple of ways you can do the paper. Let me move my scoreboard. This is just plain old white copy paper, okay? Standard copy paper. I'm going to show you the 2 different ways that I did to get this type of notebook as well as this type of notebook. All right. So the first one, because we know that this is 2 inches high. Okay, so this is 2 inches tall, high. All right. We know our paper has to be at a minimum 1 7/8, because you don't want it to be taller than the book, and you still want it to fit down inside there really nicely. So I'm just gonna cut this at just under 2, 1 7/8. Okay, and now we have this. All right, this is just one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cut down. All right, and let's see, I'm gonna cut again another one at 1 7/8. Okay, so now we have these 2 sheets, these 2 little strips right here. And there's a number of ways you can do it. I'm going to show you the way that I found easiest. First of all, I'm going to glue down my 2 pages together. So at less than about an inch overlap, okay? Because we know each side of our page has to be bigger than 1 7/8. Just over an inch to, overlap it just about an inch, and you can use your score mat or, your cutting mat or anything just to get it lined up appropriately. So I'm just going to glue only within this inch section right here. I'm using tacky glue just to glue it together. Okay. And I'm going to take my other sheet and lay it directly on top of it within that 1 inch section. Alright, and I'm going to let that dry for just about half a minute, not too long. Okay, this is what it looks like on the back side, and it's gluing. Okay, so basically all you need to know, let's see which one we're going to do. I'm probably going to do this one so I can have one that's let's see, I'll do this one. Alright guys, I'm just going to score this on my scoreboard at 1 1/4. Alright, and that'll be my first score line to fold this paper back on itself. And I'm just folding it back and forth at the original score line that I make at 1 1/4. Alright guys, and now this is what I have to go into this little notebook right here, the cover. So you just find the edge of that one page, tuck it underneath this fold mark that we made on the cover, and do the same thing on the back. Now the back may not be long enough to fit in the tuck, so you can either glue that entire page down and this cover, and it may line up right, you know, right at the seam, or you can take the second to last page and fold that whole thing back on itself, and that'll line up on inside the cover. All right, so now we have this little cute little notebook like so, with a couple of pages on the inside to decorate or to write a note or to do whatever you like. All right, here's a little tip that I'm going to do. So for this one, for example, I'm going to remove my, I'm just going to cut this last sheet off because I don't really need it. It'll also give me less bulk underneath there, because what I want to do is fold this back and pop a little paper clip in there and make this a cute little hidden paper clip style notebook. Alright, so that'll fold over there. I will glue this down here in the middle. This will fold up like so, and then my cute little paper clip will sit like that. Let me grab a journal so you can see what I'm talking about. So once I glue it down, or glue all the pages together, this right here will pop onto the top of a book page, and it would be so cute. That's like a little marker, like a little book marker, and you can use it at the top of the page, on the side of the page. Let's just do it. All right, let's try it. I'm going to slide all my stuff out of the way. I'm going to glue down my cover page. So here is the first sheet right here. I'm going to use some PVA glue. Here it is. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the inside cover and glue that first page down like that. Okay, I'm then going to flip this over because there's no glue underneath here, and I'm just going to glue a little bit under there. Alright, so I'm still working on my front cover. This will get glued down like so. And I'll put a little, ow, ouch, I'll put a little pin right in here to hold that shut, and flip all my pages to the back now, and here is my back cover. Okay, I'm going to take my paper clip. I think I'm gonna put my paper clip in the middle of these two. So here, this sheet right here would have normally get cut off because you really don't need that one, but I'm going to use it to glue down my paper clip in the center with some Fabrifix. And I'm just putting glue on both sides of the paper clip and the top. So you want to make sure you have double loops down here at the bottom, because that's what's going to clip into your journal. And let's see, I have another little clip right here. Hopefully I won't snap my finger in it. I have a little clip right here, and I'm going to hold that in place just for a few seconds, guys. I know you guys don't want to sit and watch glue dry, but just for a few seconds so we can get the full concept of what I'm doing. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this over on the inside of the back cover and glue that down again with my PVA glue. So I'm putting some glue here and there. I'm going to open up my page so that it reaches the edge of the back cover, and then close that down. And put my clip back on here to hold it all in place. And my book closes like that. Isn't that so stinking cute? And it's so easy to do. And then you take your journal and you just tuck this on the side like so. And now you have like a cute little bookmarker. Or you can tuck it in at the top. Alright. So I'm just going to let this dry for a little bit. And we're going to move on to the next book. So this one right here I thought was super cute. Again, I used my die cuts. This was just some excess scrap papers that I had left over. So I had these dies, and I want to use this. Where is that? I want to use this bookmark. Let me just double check if it'll fit. Yeah, this will fit here. Okay, so I'm going to use this folder from a previous cut project, and I'm just going to cut. Let's measure it. This die is 1 3/4, so that's the size that I have to make the entire book, 1 3/4. Okay, and that'll fit directly on there. Oops. And this is already folded in half, so when I cut this down to 1 3/4, did I get that right? 1 3/4, yeah. Then it's already in half. So here's 1 1/2. There's 1 3/4. Okay. And then this will go directly on top of there like that. And then I have all of this left over to play with as well. So none of it's going in the trash. Okay, so we have this little booklet. I'm going to round the corners on here. First I'm going to glue this down so I can round all the corners together. And I'm just using tacky glue to get this done. Oh, I'm sorry, this is my PVA glue, actually. Okay. And I'm just gonna stick that directly on top of that notebook. Okay. And I'm going to use my corner rounder and round all the corners all the way around the notebook. Hopefully this will dry soon. Alright. And now we have that. And then you can take a cute little butterfly, pop it in the middle. Okay, and to get a raised or three-dimensional butterfly, all you really need to do is just glue down that center crease of the butterfly. So you make a crease on your own, and then just put a little bit of glue right there, and then you have that. All right, so to do the pages that are single unaccordion non-accordion pages. All right, so this right here, we know it is 1 3/4 by 2. So we just need to cut this down to 2 inches, or just under 2 inches, because we want it to fit inside the notebook. So I'll cut it down to about 1 7/8. Okay, and I will do the same thing for for a second sheet. 1 7/8. Oh my goodness, this paper feels a little crooked. All right, let's just see if we got 2 even sheets. For some reason, it felt a little crooked. Nope, that's it. It's perfect. All right, so 1 3/4 is the width of the book. So about 1 and you can either do 1 1/2 or 1 5/8. I'm gonna do 1 5/8, which makes my math even more complex. But I'm gonna use my scoreboard to get it done. Just gonna put these 2 sheets of strips together. And what I'm doing right now is cutting, oh, okay, so yeah, I need a full 3 1/2. Okay, so this right here was 3 1/2 wide. I'm gonna do it at 3 3/8, which puts it just slightly under the edge of the book. So there's 3 1/2. I'm gonna score it right here at 3 3/8, and that's my cut line, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this down to 3 3/8, and then fold it in half. Okay, so now I know for a fact that this will fit inside my notebook. But why is it so tiny? It's way too small. Am I using the right book? Oh, here's the other book. And it's still way too small. Like, why did I think this was 2? Oh, no, it's bigger than 2 inches. All right, mistakes are made, and we just keep it moving. I'm gonna save all of this to make a smaller notebook. Let me find my copy page. Here, I'll just pull another sheet of copy paper. So yeah, I don't know, for some reason, all right, I don't know what I was thinking, but 2 1/2 or 2 3/8. So my page needs to be 2 1/4. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead, keep this moving. 2 1/4. Here we go. And for sure, this should fit in here. Okay, 2 1/4. Okay, and then it's 1 and what is it? 3 1/2 wide. So 1 3/4 is the halfway mark. Just gonna put it at 3 and a little less than 3 1/2. Okay, and now we know for a fact that this will fit into our notebook. I'm going to fold this in half, and then just keep doing that for the rest of it. 3 and less than a half, and now we know this will fit into our notebook. Okay, so now we have that. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to cut this down. Let me get my little tiny stapler, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so just like in any journal, here's my little tiny stapler. Just like in any journal, the center pages are going to want to push its way out once you fold it over. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but my center pages are wanting to push its way out here. I'll ink them so you can get a better look at it. Okay, so the center pages of this little notebook is squeezing itself out to the edge over there, and to avoid that, all you really have to do is you can either do it before you staple it or you can do it after you staple it, but just to make sure that you get all your pages lined up nicely, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the edge. So I'm holding it folded, putting it into my little tiny guillotine, and I'm just going to trim off a sliver where all of those pages starts pushing itself out of the notebook. Okay, so all I really did was just cut off these little tiny slips of paper, and now my book lines up perfectly. Okay, and I'm going to round my corners on here, but I'll do it after I've stapled it all in, because I think once I get it all held together, it'll round a little bit easier. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6, and then 4. Okay, so I have 48 sheets of paper, or 48 writing spaces in here. So basically how you count a journal, it's page 1, page 2, okay, page 3, page 4. All right, and you just, you know, keep counting just like you would in a regular notebook or in a regular like novel or whatever. They count every single page or every single side of a page. All right, I'm just going to place this right here inside my little book cover, and I want my staple facing inward like that, so I'm going to staple it on the back side with my little tiny piece of foam here so I don't puncture my desk, and pop a little staple in here right here in the middle. Boom, that's it. And close up the inner prongs of that staple with my nails. You can use your bone folder to do it, okay, so you don't hurt yourself. And then there you have it. Okay, now you have this. I'm going to go ahead and round the corners of this stack of paper right here with my corner rounder. I'm using the medium to match the book cover, which is 7 millimeters, I believe. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do it the first time. Alright, so just go ahead and finish. Whoops, that didn't go in. I need to clean this out. It is probably, oh yeah, it is full of paper from rounding corners. Yeah. Let me just grab my other corner rounder right here. Yeah, 7 millimeters is the medium. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we have this cutesy little fella right here. All right, and you can put your little butterfly in there. I'm going to try to find a butterfly that has a contrasting color. It's a little bit too much blues and greens for me. Let me just go find a pink butterfly and I'll be right back. All right, so here is my little pink die cut butterfly. I'm just going to pop a crease in it in the middle, just a little surface that I can put some glue on it, and I'm just going to glue it down like right here in the middle of this cute little book. Okay. then we have that. You guys, I hope you try any of these books. If you do, let me know down in the comments section if you know a different way of getting this done. I've tried it several different ways. Let me just check on my little bookmark that I'm making. Oh, here it is. So here's my little cutesy bookmarker with a paper clip, hidden paper clip on the inside here. And seems to be a bit dry. I'm gonna go ahead and just mark a couple of pages together. Isn't that cute, guys? Like, that is just so cute. All right, and you can put this anywhere in your journal, sideways, top, whatever. And yeah, leave yourself a note like, I'm on page 112. I was writing about such and such. Okay, I mean, it's just a cute little novelty item that you can put inside your journal. Yeah, so I hope you guys try all of these little things and let me know if you do down in the comment section. If you do, tag me in your projects on Instagram or Pinterest. I would love to see what you guys make. And you guys know what to do down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a crafty day, guys, and stay naturally curious. Bye.